Alright, so we're gonna be reacting to videos. If I could make my camera a little bit bigger. Oh, that's way too small. So that's the biggest I can make it. Wow, bro. That's very bad. So can we at least move it to a better place then? Okay, bro. So yeah, let's react to like videos. I'm not really sure what I want to react to yet. So let's react to like so we could do like Sam Bukucha. I feel like he's kind of a good YouTuber. Alright, bro. Here, let's go to his channel. How's everybody's day going? Alright, so he tries the most secret technology.
What you want to do is save hundreds when Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance.
That's great, but can you ask your friend to stop digging into the green?
I can ask,
I don't want to do that.
but he's not going to. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty.
I somehow got my hands on secret technology that they don't want you to have, be it governments or corporations, and I'm talking crazy things ranging from bird drones all the way to literal vomit guns that induce nausea just from listening to a certain sound. All the tech you're about to see is very cool, but if you do get your hands on it, proceed with caution. So with that being said, we have a lot to do, so grab your popcorn and let's do this. In this box right here, I have a technology called the Tesla coil, which is basically this high voltage, high frequency transformer that was created by Nikola Tesla in the 1890s. And what it does is acts as an electromagnetic interferer, which means that it can quite literally shut down any electronics that it goes in front of. I have no idea how these things are legal. They seem pretty powerful, and at its most extreme form, this is how the government apparently shuts down power grids across the entire world. So
Okay. So yeah, hold on, guys. I just got some shut off. So he said there's no reason why these are legal. I don't know about that, Sam. Let's check.
there's ever been a massive outage or something where there's like, oh, airplanes can't fly and the grid is shut down, it's likely because there's some form of electromagnetic interference happening. And this is the device that does it. This should be crazy, and it already looks kind of crazy. This looks fake. Like, look at this. How is this legal to possess? It looks like a ray gun. So this is a handheld Tesla coil. Oh, it turns on pretty quickly. Okay. I do not want to get myself into any trouble with this. And here is the coil in question that I'm going to basically attach to it, and then I think when I put this together, I can shoot it at some things and some crazy stuff happens. How do I turn this off? I really would like this off because I don't want to get like shocked or anything. All right, so here it is. This is the finished device. This is what it looks like. Again, it looks like some futuristic gun because I guess that's what it is. Okay, and you'll see like a bunch of numbers. I don't know what that means. I don't know what any of this means. I am going to try and shoot it once. I don't know where I should do this. This feels incredibly unsafe. I don't think it's a smart move, but I am going to do it nonetheless. Let me just make sure I got no electronics that I want broken nearby. Let's just do a little shoot. What does it shoot? Oh my gosh, look at this. Wait, I don't want to like break my webcam. Let me put on some goggles. Okay, literally look at this.
Yeah, so it's like
Do you see that lightning? That is a real thing that's happening here. This creates actual like electric. Wait, let me shut the lights off. It might be cooler. Okay, here's in darker lighting. Whoa, and you hear that? Okay, so now I'm going to try this on something. All right, so apparently the two coolest things to try it on is an unplugged light bulb and then some aluminum, so that's what I'll be doing here. Now, safety first. Make sure you have your protection on. I'm going to turn the lights off, and I'm going to see whether or not I can light this light bulb just from shocking it. Okay, here we go. Do you see that?
Oh my gosh. Bro.
I don't want to break it. That feels crazy. How is this? Wait, what is happening? Hold on. I'm not even kidding. So that just worked. When I click this, for some reason, the Amazon, wait, watch, this is crazy. Hold on, let me start screen sharing this. Okay, so this is the screen that is currently up on Amazon. This was just up, okay? Now look at this. I'm going to do what I was just doing. I swear this is what's happening. It was happening before. I'm gonna do this enough to see if it works. The screen was changing, I swear. Okay, and now it's time for the aluminum foil to see what happens with this.
What?
Oh, that's kind of cool. This might be the coolest thing that I've ever purchased. I want to do it again because I realized my mouse wasn't in frame, but I'm going to click this. Now watch the screen. Look at it. Look at it. Insanity. So I can definitely see why the Tesla coil gun is kept secret under wraps by the government. It could definitely get intense. And in my hand, I just have a small microcosm of that. I love this thing. It's pretty crazy. I definitely wouldn't recommend getting your hands on this just because it probably could be a safety issue if you start like zapping people left and right, like I just did to you right there. Sorry about that. But very cool technology, and I'm glad that I am now a possessor of this Tesla coil. I'm excited to see what else we have. This next piece of secret technology is an AI-powered drone that's apparently noiseless, and I spent way too much money on this, but this is what people use. It's called the Hover Air X1. Nowadays, people obviously have drones everywhere, so this isn't crazy that drones exist. I think the cat was out of the bag like 20 years ago on drones, but this one in particular, I am told, is pretty crazy. Also, I'm doing this because I remember you guys didn't like the fact that I didn't know how to operate a drone on like this Temu video I did, so I'm basically righting my wrongs now to show you that I do know how to operate a drone. Well, I don't, but I'm gonna basically learn right now. You're telling me this thing is supposed to deliver my Amazon package? Okay, it looks like a cooling fan. I don't understand how this is a drone. Okay, now I see it. So this is what it looks like, and it is equipped with cameras, everything, the whole 9 yards. Do I just turn it on? How easy is this to just like get going? Wow, this has a lot of cameras on it. All right, so leave it to me to figure this out, and then we're gonna go ahead and play with this. I'll go outside and you'll see kind of the different capabilities that this little thing for multiple hundreds of dollars is able to do, and why they don't want your hands on it. All right, so our drone is about to take flight, so I'm just setting it up and doing the tutorial.
Can you tell which app is a trap? Google
I
Play
think
Game.
if they didn't want
Download
their,
apps,
if they
not
didn't want your
traps.
hands on
Need
it,
auto insurance?
they
Well,
wouldn't
you've
let
come
your
to the right
hands.
place.
Yeah.
You know, the internet.
I feel like that's kind of.
Whoa, okay. So it should be smart enough to know to come back to me, and wow. So I didn't even do anything. That just came back to me. It kind of blew my mind. Okay, this is a cool drone. Now it's going to be recording as well. So now what this is going to do, it's going to track me. So I think I have to walk around it, and it's just going to track me. All right, so let's see if it follows me. Oh, I don't love that. Why is he? I'm not doing anything. He's just following me. Okay, so now he's officially mapped to me. So now this thing is going to just follow me wherever I go. Wow, you can't escape him. Okay, and I think like he'll just return to me if I do this.
All right, bro. Cool, but like, what's the point? Like, it's just gonna follow you around like a freaking dog does? Like, I don't know. Like, speaking of dog, yeah. Yeah, I have a dog, guys. Here, come here. You guys can't really see her, but here. She doesn't want to be in the screen, apparently, but here. Yeah, bro. So, wait. How did the conversation that I'm having to myself go from that to that? I don't know, but, yeah. Okay, let's keep watching.
Wow, okay, that's pretty cool. All right, so now it's going to go directly above me, I think. That's what it said. So he's 16 feet up right now, and now wherever I go, he's going to follow me, I think. Or maybe not. Okay, I think he lost sight of me. I need him to follow me better. What kind of AI government drone are you? All right, let me bring him down. All right, I don't believe he's going to follow me, because I haven't seen him move this way yet. Oh, no. Wow, this is kind of crazy. Can I go, like, under him? Let's see if he can detect that. All right. I feel bad. He's wondering where his father is. Let me go back. Let me show him that I'm still here. I'm sorry. That was rude. I'm sorry. Can you see me now? We good? There he is. He's relentless. He comes back. So I guess like this is good if you're going on a run or something and you just want like a camera for whatever reason to follow you. How fast does this go? Wow, that's fast. Oh, you're good. This is pretty cool. Very cool little handy device here. I can see why they don't want too many people wanting this, because this is some powerful tech right here. Love the government drone. Glad I got my hands on it. This thing is a 10 out of 10. Really good secret tech. Now, there have been a lot of conspiracy theories around birds, most notably calling them surveillance drones. So if you see like a pigeon on the street, it's likely spying on somebody apparently. So it could be a government, it could be an individual, whatever. And while I couldn't get my hands on an official pigeon surveillance drone, because one, I don't think it's available to the public, and two, I'm not sure that it's officially unclassified. I think it's stuff that the government still does in secrecy. I did find a bird toy drone that actually looks like a bird, feels like a bird, but isn't a bird. So this thing will literally fly around and everything, and you're able to essentially spy on people if you want to attach a couple cameras, a microphone, do what you want with it. It even says flies like a real one. So they literally sell this bird. I mean, it's a little bit flashy, so I don't think people are going to be super fooled by this, but just know how easy it is to spy on people by just using this. And they also have insects as well. So I've seen mosquito ones, I've seen bird ones. I think there's even like surveillance cats that you could just like, use a remote control and get them along. But let's check this out, and I'm going to go ahead and fly this. All right, so there we have it. Does it look like an actual bird? These are the questions I'm looking to answer here. You know what? It kind of does, because it's pretty lean. I thought this would be bigger. And so the bird is officially on, and as you can see, it's the under.
Bro, I mean, look, the shape of it. Like, if I see that thing flying around in the sky, shit, bro, I'm gonna think, shit, bro, a parrot got out or some shit, bro. But, like, on your average day, no, that doesn't look like a bird. The shape of it does. But the colors, no.
Belly that's lit up, so I don't think you can really detect it, because if you're looking at a bird from the top or the side, it kind of gets obscured. So far, I kind of like how this was created. But it looks very real, so I'm going to go ahead and put some batteries in this remote and get to flying. Oh!
Oh
What?
my God.
Relax. Oh my God, he's going so fast. Okay, I'm going to let you fly. Okay, here we go. Oh my God, I gotta do this outside. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and fly this outside now. So I'm in an open park. This is probably where you'll likely see this. If you ever feel like there's a bird spying on you, this is it right here. So let's turn this on again. Ooh, so this is the...
You know, bro, something I always wonder about these creators is, like, you have to go to, like, a whole park just to film a short video. You don't have, like, a yard? Like, I guess he probably lives in the city, but, like, personally, I have a pretty huge yard, and it's just, like, you can't just go to a yard. You're freaking rich. There's no way you can't afford a yard.
Flutter mode, and I'm gonna let him fly. Feels like a bird dying. Hold on, let me take him out of his misery. Start this again. All right, second attempt. Oh, he's flying. Wow, he kind of looks like a real bird. Wow, how far does he go? All right, let me try to retrieve him to me. Have a nice soft landing. All right, never mind. I think he can do, like, tricks, too. Wow, it just looks like a cardinal or something. Like a red bird, maybe a little blue, some blue jay in there. I'm surprised how realistic that does. Oh, watch out. All right, let me call back my Pokemon now. Okay, there he is. He fell. I want him to interact with a real bird. So I'm going to try to get close to an actual bird, and then I'll throw this, and I'll see if, like, they think he's real. Because that's the ultimate test, if his bird friends actually believe that he himself is a bird. Oh, there's a butterfly. Go side of your butt. That is not how you act like a real bird. Because butterflies are afraid of birds, so this butterfly should run away, which it's doing right now. Hold on. I think I'm going to put him a bit higher into the sky. Wow, what a beautiful creature. You would never know he's spying on you. All right, so pretty convincing. Next time I see a bird, I'm definitely going to look closer to see if there's a lens on it. One of the most secret and...
Hold on, chat. I think my package might be here. Let me check. I'll be right back, guys. Alright, y'all. I'm back, bro. I didn't get a package, but I did get cereal. Don't ask.
Coveted technologies out there are DEWs, which are direct energy weapons. They're essentially just lasers, and governments, of course, use those to penetrate drones, tanks, and to use them in military activity. However, what if I told you that I got my hands on one, or at least a low-level one? You see, in here is something called a blue light laser, which is effectively a DEW, just not to the extent that the military would have it, but it is pretty insane, because all it is a blue light laser, and apparently it's able to burst through things like wood, plastic, and other sort of objects and materials. So it's like a real light lifesaver, and these are very illegal to purchase, so I don't know how I got my hands on one, but I have one right here. You're not supposed to look directly into it, so I'm going to put some goggles on, aka just some glasses that I have on standby. I don't want to burn my retina, so I have to do this carefully, so I think I'm going to do it on a piece of paper to start, but I'm going to show you what this looks like, because this is, they actually give me some goggles. This is probably a much better use. Okay, they're red, so I guess red is like blue light blocking. So here it is right here, lo and behold.
I do think eventually stuff like lasers will be legal, bro, because like when you look at guns, it's essentially the same exact thing. Like a gun, it's a remote. It's not bro, but when you got guns, it literally basically shoots something out that goes through like anything that's powerful. So like I feel like lasers is basically the same thing. So I don't know why they're not legal yet, but I'm sure there's some reason.
It probably doesn't look too menacing, but just keep in mind that this thing is literally a lightsaber, and nobody can have. This is not for civilians. All right, so the very first test is going to be this single blade of grass, because this was the thinnest thing I could think of. So right here, I'm going to see whether or not the blue light can burn directly through this. I have no idea what to expect. I am just going to flash a light on it and hope that it burns. Feel like I have no idea what to expect. I am just going to flash a light on it and hope that it burns. I feel like this isn't going to work. Oh my gosh, it's working! There is literal smoke coming from the grass. You see that? Oh, I wish you guys could smell it. One more time, just so you can see it from afar. You see where it's hitting? That is going to start smoking pretty quickly, too. Oh my gosh, you see the smoke? Wow. So that burned right through that. Kind of feel bad doing it to a plant. So level 1 passed. Now it's time for level 2, which is going to be plastic. There's actually some residue from burning through this plastic, but I want to directly sort of burn this so then we can see whether this works. So let's try to burn it on plastic here. Remember, all this is a blue light. So here is a spot. There's nothing there. Now I'm going to give it 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3. Oh my gosh, it's already smoking. 2. Oh, it's smoking a lot. 1. Okay, I'm going to hold it for another 5 seconds. I don't like start an entire fire. Can you guys see that? Do you see all the smoke that's coming up from this? I didn't even know blue light was dangerous. It sounds so beautiful. Wow, look at that. Wow, that straight up burned a...
I just completely fucking dropped my whole setup. Like, everything I ever had, gone. There goes any girl I've ever had. Like, bro.
Lot, jeez. Look at the ash and everything on there. So grass complete, plastic complete. Next up, we are going to do paper. But not just any paper, a paper towel, which is like a tree. And if it burns through this, then it'll probably burn through anything. Not true, but let's try it. All right, this one's already proving a bit more difficult. I see no movement right now. I need more movement. Maybe it just requires a bit more exposure. Kind of surprised, though, it's not burning through. These are 2-ply. Maybe my Bounty paper towels are a bit too much for this blue light laser. All right, so paper towel was a fail. But here's another piece of paper that I think actually it could burn through. And what did I say? Look at that. Burns through paper. Literally burned a direct hole through it. This thing is heavy duty. I don't think you should point this at anybody because with long enough exposure, this could definitely be dangerous. Very cool device though.
Again, bro, isn't just a normal lighter more dangerous than that? You're right, pressing that to a piece of paper for like 1 minute straight, bro. And it's not even doing anything. Like, it puts a tiny little weeny hole in it. Like, a lighter would set it on fire, set your house on fire, set the neighborhood on fire. A little lighter, let alone, like, a little tiny laser, bro.
See why the government doesn't want private citizens to have this, because if this was just 2x of what this megawattage was, then I think it could do some serious damage. And if you want to know how intense this is on like a back wall, whoa, you could see it all the way back there at the very back of the room, and it is strong. Okay, I'm going to do this at night too so you guys can see it. All right, so here's the light. I'm kind of afraid to do it. No way. That video does not do justice how crazy that light was. That reached at least a mile up. That was insane. If there was a plane in the sky, that would have hit a pilot directly in his eyeballs, because this thing went at least 20,000 feet up. I am not kidding. This thing is a beast. I have no idea how this is legal. If you think about the most well-known scientific law that's ever been created, it's probably gravity.
Sweat. Sambucha. Is it illegal or is it legal? Because when you first showed it, you said, it's illegal. And now you're saying it's legal. So stop contradicting yourself. Is it legal or is it illegal?
And that's because gravity is very much real. However, the government actually has a secret anti-gravitational device that I have my hands on right here. So we're going to open this thing right now, and the way that it works is that it's a platform that basically has anti-gravitational pull, so that things essentially float on it. And the government is known to use these things for a lot of different reasons, mainly military related. I feel like most secrets are because they have some sort of military angle to them. But I did get my hands on this bad boy, which will very closely replicate it if I can get it out of here. And all right, so this is the device. It is pretty heavy, actually. It's called the Levitexa, so it's like levitation, but Leviteca. I don't know how to turn this on. I guess it has to be plugged in because there's a lot of power that needs to be outputted in order to go against gravity. Oh my gosh, it's actually levitating. Look at this. Look at this thing literally levitating. This witchcraft. That is crazy. It is literally just moving and levitating. This feels like this should not be happening. All right, let me try to get like a figurine or something. All right, let's try to get Winnie the Pooh now, sitting on it. Apparently this is what it's for. Oh my gosh, he's floating. Look at him. I can't believe I currently possess technology that allows a literal, probably 1 pound thing to spin like that. And there's a true gap between it. Like, it's just literally floating. I wonder the extents. I want to kind of like test this out to see its limits. Okay, I want to see if Brunchley could float. Might be too heavy.
I was gonna say that there's like a magnetic force that like keeps it up, bro, but like that's like a plushie. That's like cloth. So, bro, I'm really out of words. I don't know like how that works or how that, I don't know how life is anymore. Frankly, I think I'm homeless and I forgot how to live. And I forgot how to do gravitation. I wrote down gravity, so I remembered it.
It kind of was. Hold on. Wow. It actually works. We have floating Brunchley. I'm going to show what it looks like to you guys just so you can see. Literally floating. Oh my gosh. No wonder they don't want you to have this technology. It's sick. I'm a big fan of this. I can't believe I lived my life without knowing that this existed, but anti-gravitational devices and technology is very cool.
Is it sitting on top of the magnet? Obviously then, it is a magnetical force.
And I'm glad the cat's out of the bag, but it's very powerful. You should see like the thrust in which this magnet comes collapsing down. So I wouldn't mess with it too much, but if you have like a figurine or something, it's probably good to display. Otherwise, I guess they're working on some pretty interesting military technology that will utilize this. Moving on. Now, if you like Spider-Man and him scaling buildings, then you're gonna like this one, because there's literally a device that allows you to climb walls that they use in the military that the government does not want you to get your hand on, and that is this vacuum sucker, in which you could basically have 2 of these go against the wall and climb up a literal wall, which is what I'll be doing. So when you turn this puppy on, what it says here is 0 kilograms, because right now there's nothing being sucked, but this holds up to 300 kilograms, which is the equivalent of about 650 pounds. And what you have to do is any sort of flat object you can press on directly, and then you can pick it up very easily. So let's say you have like a massive couch and it's like 400 pounds. You just press this on, and then you can just pull it up at a single point of contention. So I'll show you it on a few objects, and then I'm going to take it outside, because I'm able to actually scale a wall because I have 2 of these, and they can obviously hold up my body weight because I am significantly less than 300 kilograms. All right, so here's a pretty heavy object. This is a helium can, so just think of like a heavy propane gas tank, so it's kind of heavy, and it's flat, so I imagine I'll be able to pick this up. If I had to guess, I would say this is something like 20, 30 pounds. Okay, look, and see, I'm picking it up. Now it is suctioned on, and if you look right here, it says 288 kilograms, so I think that's maybe what's remaining. So since it could hold 300, that means this is 12 kilograms, which makes sense. I said it's about 20, 30 pounds, and now I'm good on here. And then when you want to let it off, you just click this little thing here, and then, yeah, that's it. So this thing is a beast. I'm going to head outside right now, and the next time you see me, I'm going to be like Spider-Man. All right, so here's a wall right here, so I'm going to attempt to scale up it using these suction cups. Turn both of these on. All right, I'm not positive this is going to work. Let's see. All right, so when I pull, it should be stuck. Oh, it is. It is stuck. Let's try this one now. Wow, so I'm actually able to. I don't know what to do from here, though, because I have to pull it off using that. So what if I... Okay, so you kind of could scale. This is definitely dangerous if you fall. Oh, those are stuck on there. Wow. All right. Realistically, that's the highest I'm gonna get. If I had like more of these, or if somebody to kind of assist with it, you see how high you could get? Because that thing is sticking. Like, look at this. You can't pull that down. So in practice, what they do in the military is they use this to scale different walls, and you're able to sneak into buildings, scale buildings, just do anything that requires you to get vertical, which I'm clearly unable to do. It was an honest attempt, though. That's exhausting. The next secret tech I was able to get my hands on are...
Okay, but now I'm probably getting back. It's just my dog's barking, bro. But as I was saying, is it just like it's not military like secret shit? Like, haven't y'all learned about this in like 2020? Like, you're considering this cool. It's basically just a vacuum in the right shape. Like, it's not that hard. It's not that hard to make. Like, sure, it might be hard to use, bro. Like, I'm obviously not really that fit, so, like, I probably couldn't do it, bro. But is it just, like, is it that impressive to y'all? Like, ooh, bleh. Like, bleh, 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 bleh. Like, is it that cool, bro? Sorry, I just don't get what's so cool about that.
Are stealth shoes. Now, stealth shoes are used by Navy SEALs when they're on their missions and they try to infiltrate places while being quiet, so their shoes don't make any sort of sound. Right here, this is what they look like. So these are shoes that kind of look like a sock, but then on the bottom they have this really interesting, like, kind of gravelly, like, think of a new road. That's what it kind of feels like. So it's not the most pleasant, but apparently this absorbs a lot of shock, which makes sense if it was gravel, because, like, it absorbs cars. So I could see why. They're not the best looking, but if these things make me super stealthy, I'll be happy. So on this camera is a super sensitive shotgun microphone that's basically going to pick up any sort of sensitive...
You know, bro, I really need that just so I can freaking get food at 3 a.m. Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. I need, like, fucking slippers or shoes that just make it, like, quiet. Like, I need to get food at 3 a.m., y'all. Y'all don't get my, like... Maybe some eggs for my 3 a.m. motivation, or some 3 a.m. like junk food. Either way, need
activity when it's close to the ground. So I'm going to have this running, and I'm going to do a test with these shoes and then normal shoes, and we're going to see which one has the most sound, and we're going to see if these are actually stealthy or not. Because if they are, these might be good if you want to do some snooping. So here's what they look like. This is the shoe in the flesh. Very ugly. Not a good looking shoe, but remember, these are for function, not for fashion. All right, here we go.
Factor has over 40 different dinner options.
Like Protein Plus and Calorie Smart.
I never thought eating clean could be this easy.
All right, here we go. Okay, here are normal shoes. If those shoes made literally zero sound. The only sound that's in the background is the constant air conditioning, but there is no sound coming from my walk right there. Whereas when I'm in the Crocs, you could see there's some peaks as I step through. You could kind of clearly see the steps. I honestly did not expect these to work. I thought it was kind of like a BS secret technology, but stealth shoes, very much real, and I could see why spies and Navy SEALs use these to snoop around, because they are quiet. In fact, undetectably quiet. Some good tech. Now, I actually possess this next piece of secret technology because I bought it abroad in the UK. today because there was a Kickstarter for somebody who created this, and I actually used it in another video, and that is quantum stealth camouflage, otherwise known as invisibility. Right here, I have an invisibility shield. I used it a couple of times, and I actually have it on footage, so I'll just show you like 5 seconds right now so you can see how cool it is. Now, it may not look like it, but this thing is a beast, and it's able to obscure you in very weird places, so if you wanted to hide for whatever reason, you can do so. And no, I'm definitely not showing it in another...
The reason why I'm not like shocked by this is because it's basically just reflection, and like it's not like anything besides walls show. It's literally just reflecting. Like if you put an item in front of it, for example, this microphone, that's not showing, and it's just like it's obviously just reflection. It's not cool.
The video just because I spent a lot of money on it. I have to get my money's worth. I'm definitely not doing that. Just look at it. This thing was expensive. We'll give 2 more seconds. Okay, you're good. Next segment. Now, if you're under the age of 30, this next secret technology was built directly for you, and that is the Mosquito device. And what that is basically a speaker that plays a high-frequency sound called the mosquito tone that is basically used by governments and corporations for crowd control. So if you're ever in a crowded place and they want to get rid of you, they'll play this really annoying 20 hertz sound that's going to get you to a subconscious level to want to leave the place. A lot of your favorite stores actually have access to these devices as well, and they'll use this to basically deter loitering. So I'm going to play for you the tone right now. Let me know if you're able to hear it. All right, so again, if you're under the age of 30, you should be able to hear this. If you're older than 30, you probably won't. I guess you guys can let me know. And just a fair warning, a little bit of caution. This could like cause sickness in some people, so just be careful when listening to this. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so I could hear it. So if you've ever heard this sound, that's what it is, a mosquito device, and it's trying to get you to leave a certain place. Governments use it, corporations use it. It's playing this entire...
Am I supposed to hear that? I guess I'm 30.
Time, you should be able to hear it. Okay, now it stops. So that's 15 seconds of it. And while this is obviously a crazy revelation, something that I found that was even crazier is that governments and corporations even use things called vomit devices, which are basically mosquito devices paired with a lot of flashing lights to induce vomiting. So apparently low frequency sounds are really bad for your internal organs, and then when you couple it with obviously strobe lights and flashing lights, it gets you into a really bad place. So for the next 5 seconds, I'm going to do exactly that. So I'm going to put on screen some flashing lights, so just a fair warning for anybody who's photosensitive, coupled with the mosquito tone, and this is what it's going to look like. All right, here we go. If you look at this long enough, then this is their way of getting people to vomit. I think it's used for like prisoners of war and stuff. It's kind of like a torture device, what we're doing right now. Okay, enough of that. So now if you ever hear that sound, you know that they're trying to get rid of you. All right, guys, tons of fun playing with these secret technologies. Obviously, don't let anybody in on the fact that we played with.
All right, I'm bored of Sam Bucha.
Over the course of the next 24 hours, I'll be putting myself through the most dangerous situations.
No, la policia, no. Alright, who are we gonna watch? Any recommendations in the chat? Mr. Beast? What is bro posting? Why is he visiting so many pyramids? I probably have the worst free page. Alright, Mark Rober went to space.
Elio, skipping school? You need to make friends. All I ever want.
This is essentially a 1.2 million pound, 22-story building being violently launched into space. And 35 of those 1.2 million pounds is something I spent $5 million in the last 3 years of my life creating, which is the reason right here that I'm trying my hardest not to lose my lunch. But if we succeeded, there would be a satellite in space that could wirelessly receive your picture from down here on Earth and then display that picture on a screen in space, where it would snap you an actual selfie over any location on the planet. And I made a secret promise: if we somehow pulled this off, I would make use of the selfie satellite free forever to anyone on the planet. But before I can make good on that promise, we need to reach 2 very difficult milestones. The first of which was just escaping Earth's gravity with a successful rocket launch, where there's a million things that can happen, only one of which is good. And second, the satellite would need to boot up and transform itself into selfie mode, assuming it even survived the violent launch. Because if any one of the 7,836 parts that make up the satellite break, there's absolutely no way to fix them, which would mean I invested 3 years and $5 million with absolutely nothing to show for it. For milestone 1, the plan was to throw a giant watch party with a bunch of my subscribers at an airport a few miles away from the actual launch pad. My God! All right, right at the plane. I'm literally ready for liftoff. What if that happens tomorrow as like launches happen.
And I think we got to stick a camera on it and ask him to shoot for us, right?
This, by the way, is Tim Dodd, aka Everyday Astronaut, the rocket whisperer of the internet. And I'd like to once and for all point out that in this clip, where he's talking to Elon about the Starship hot gas thrusters,
You don't even need a cold gas thruster system. You already have hot gas.
But this is only for the booster, right?
Yes.
where Elon considers his suggestion on the spot,
Although arguably, now you mention it, might be wise to do this for the ship too. We're gonna fix that.
and then 7 months later says this.
I'd say that's like one of the biggest improvements that we've made.
That is Tim behind the camera, not me. Because it feels like stolen valor every couple months when the internet mistakenly credits this exchange to me. How many of these have you seen here?
At Vandenberg, I've never seen one with my own eyes because it's always foggy.
Dang it! That's why they call it Foggenberg. And it turns out for the US government, all that fog is not a bug, it's a feature. Because one of the reasons they placed the base here in the height of the Cold War was because the persistent cloud cover would better hide the nuclear missile silos that were once placed here from all the Russian spy satellites. Which is great for hiding stuff from the Soviets, bad for a live stream rocket launch. So there's a good chance tomorrow it's foggy and we see nothing. Like it would just be all clouds.
I mean, I'm talking where you can't even see like 100 feet in front of you, that foggy.
But like, I feel like that's just like, would the military really do that? Like, why, bro? I feel like there's more downs to being foggy than ups. Like, if somebody's like snooping around and shit, bro, and they want to see, they could surely like get through, bro. So like, I feel like it's just gonna make it harder. What if that just stops them from being able to see when there's like planes and shit? So I don't agree with that personally, bro.
So after a bit of party prep, we headed over to the launch site.
This is a heck of a place to launch a rocket.
Wow! So Tim could set up a bunch of remote trigger cameras to capture some beautiful slow-mo launch footage. And once the sun went down, the rocket came up. So after a long day, we're all set up here. We just went through the run of show for the live stream. I think we're in good shape. It all just comes down to tomorrow and getting a good night's rest tonight. And we have a big, massive rocket bounce house. No one's guarding the entrance. I feel like Neil Armstrong. To infinity and beyond. That was actually pretty fun. Uh-oh. Max height 76. How much is 76 inches in feet?
76 inches is equivalent to 6 feet 4 inches.
I'm good. I'm going before we get in trouble. All right. We're headed over to the launch site. I slept as poorly last night as I have in.
That low-key pissed me off. What do you mean gotta go before you get in trouble? Bro, isn't it like his or whatever?
Over a year. I'm very nervous. There's just a lot at stake here. There's just so many things that could go wrong. Not just today, but as the satellite goes up, that just like that nervous excitement pit in your stomach that makes you want to jump for joy and puke in the toilet. This is the clearest morning you'll ever see here at Vandenberg Space Force Base, so it's a very good omen. And after meeting some of our first robotics volunteers, what up guys, thanks for coming out. Let's do this, and photobombing some selfies.
Oh, they look like those guys from Cobra Kai.
Here at Vandenberg Space Force Base, so it's a very good omen. And after meeting some of our first robotics volunteers, what up guys, thanks.
Bro's the guy from Cobra Kai. I don't know what his name is. I'm like, Hawk, I don't know. Or Lip, Hawk, whatever.
Coming out. Let's do this. Photobombing some selfies. Tim and I did a final practice run through.
In 5 minutes, we're going out to start hyping the crowd up.
Welcome everyone to the live stream, to this launch. And switched on the live stream.
We're live.
We're live. That's a big moment. We're live. Woo, I'm feeling the nerves. Please work. Now, as a reminder, the rocket has 15 minutes to launch, detach the first stage rocket, and then make sure it lands safely, and then activate the second stage, at which point it can then push out all the satellites. And nailing that perfectly is the only way we avoid the million things that could go wrong. What's up?
It's so dangerous just releasing shit into space. Like, bro, you guys, like, NASA's trying to keep track of how many, like, rocks, satellites there are It's so dangerous to have just random shit in space. Do we really have to just do that? Why can't we just leave this stuff on Earth? Like, bro.
Everyone, you guys ready for a rocket launch? We kick things off with a little bit of science of making some clouds, a bit of fire breathing. I'm a dragon! Any?
Fire breathing? You mean basically vape? Bro.
I took some questions from the crowd, like this first question about how all this compares to the Mars rover landing. Honestly, like, I haven't felt this feeling for about a decade.
7 years of my life and career come down to about 7 minutes.
It's just this feeling of nervous anticipation, but there's like nothing I can do. We've done everything we can. It's out of our hands, right?
Touchdown confirmed. Proceed.
You can do this. You can do this.
Everything in life is a dice roll, but you just have to stack the dice in your favor. I think we're live! Welcome to the SatGus official launch party. So we're gonna have a very fun re-entry for stage 1, and we all get to feel a sonic boom. You'll hear it, you'll feel it. There will be no mistaking when it happens.
SatGus is heading out into a sun-synchronous orbit.
The same orbit the spy satellites have. Doesn't like when I say that. Oh, there she is.
So this is a live shot of the actual Falcon 9 rocket with SatGus on
The
top.
SatGus is in there, you guys.
This thing's actually huge. It's about 22 stories tall.
We're sending a building to space today.
Yeah.
We got less than a minute out. This is like 3 years of blood, sweat, tears, hard work for me and my team. And there's a lot on the line here. Whew. Okay, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go! There it is! That's a rocket!
SatGus is in the air, baby. It is ascending on 9 Merlin engines, propelling it into space. Look at that. It's glowing extremely bright because of the carbon being burnt off from the kerosene. It's almost as bright as the sun. So you'll notice it'll start to get dimmer as the atmosphere. That's the rumble I'm talking about.
That's the rumble!
Is this fake? Because, like, I know a lot of YouTubers fake their shit. Is this fake, though? Because that looks so fake. I woke up early, guys, so I keep stretching.
That's what I live for, Mark.
Wow! That's incredible.
That's a 22-story tall building flying into space.
Just fighting gravity. Oh, feel that rumble!
The 9 engines will cut off here in a second. Right there. That was the main engine cut off. Now we're going to see the second stage eject, and we're going to start seeing my favorite thing in the world. It's the boost backburst. So there's second stage ignition. Now we're running on the single Merlin 1D vacuum engine, and the booster is turning around right now. It's going to light its engines again for the boost back burn. There it is. You can start to see that extra exhaust going almost the wrong way. That's the booster coming home, guys. It's probably going to be somewhere around those clouds, maybe higher. Oh, right up there.
Oh, wow!
Once entry burn ends, you'll be shocked at how fast it's coming down. So you can still see it.
Oh, wow!
There we go. Look at how fast it's coming down.
Wow!
Clouds,
That
moving
is
through the clouds.
cruising! Wow!
It's huge. Falling back right to the landing site. You can see a good smoke trail. This is easy to track now. You're going to think like, okay, when's it lighting? When's it lighting? Come on, baby. Turn on those engines.
Wow!
But it waits until the last second. There it is! Landing burn, baby. Now, we're not going to hear the sonic boom in the engine for almost another minute again. So it is about to land. You'll see on the screens it's about to touch down. It's deploying its landing legs. Right there, landing legs deployed. And right about when it touches down is probably when we'll hear the sonic boom. So get ready. Here it comes.
Touchdown!
Yeah, baby. Here comes the sonic booms.
Wait for it. Maybe science doesn't work.
Yeah, baby. Yeah! Stage 2 is about to turn off its engine, which will officially put Sackgus in orbit. Let's go! Hopefully that helps you sleep just a little bit better tonight.
I gotta be honest with you guys, that was kind of emotional for me. Growing up, just looking out at the stars and just like thinking about who we are and the potential of us as humans. And then, I got to work at NASA, and that was an amazing experience with the rover, but like doing your own hardware and also making it like a full circle moment with you guys. There's a lot of kids' pictures on this thing. And so kind of being that catalyst and the incredible things you guys are going to do to help the world and humanity, this is a moment. This feels really good. Thank you guys so much for coming out here.
I think I'm gonna end stream. Yeah.